This episode of Nerdist News is sponsored by the Science of Mortal Kombat. We've got the spoiler-free first reactions to Captain Marvel. Tuesday night, the first public screening of Captain Marvel took place, and while there are no official reviews out just yet, that's not stopping the lucky fans who got to see it from hitting Twitter with their initial reactions. So we're sifting through them to break down the good, the bad, and the ugly of Carol Danvers' debut in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and even though we're not giving away any details from the movie, here's a spoiler. The reactions are pretty good. So let's get into it. Overall, folks were over the moon with Captain Marvel's fresh new take on an origin film, and many had great things to say about it. Devin Coggan over at EW tweeted, "Captain Marvel is pure joy. I cannot wait for the generation of little girls who will grow up with Carol Danvers as a hero." And our very own fangirling host Markia McCarty tweeted, "Yes, wow, do dudes feel this good after action movies all the time?" Screenwriter Anna J. Klassen had this to share, "There's an earnestness to Captain Marvel that feels different than other MCU films. I got chills watching Carol Danvers get back up over and over and over again." Film and TV critic Yolanda Machado was ecstatic. "I loved Captain Marvel. It's very different than most of the MCU films and so very 90s. It's funny and fun and super empowering. It made me feel proud to be a woman." And Scott Menzel said that Captain Marvel is everything that I hoped it would be. It feels completely unlike any other Marvel film, a unique and fresh take on an origin story that feels new. Brie Larson is fantastic as Carol Danvers. This is one of my favorite Marvel movies of all time. And host of Geek and Sundry's The Wednesday Club and comic superfan Amy Dahlin probably said it best. "They did it. That was my girl. Hashtag higher, further, faster, baby." So clearly people liked the film overall, but how did Brie Larson do as one of Earth's mightiest heroes? Entertainment Tonight's Ash Crossan loved both Carol and the 90s nostalgia. "Captain Marvel is," takes deep 90s breath, "totally awesome. Never related to a Marvel character quite like Carol. She's the stubborn, witty 90s kid I like to think I am. Not sure how you take a deep 90s breath, but everything else sounds super cool." Eric Eisenberg from Cinema Blend also had high praise for the actress. "Brie Larson is awesome and makes a fantastic first step into the MCU. Collider's own Perry Nemiroff was on board for Brie's portrayal of the Cosmic Soldier. Really fell for Brie Larson's sass, strength, and energy in the role. Same with Lashana Lynch too. Ben Mendelsohn is a plus casting as Talos, and yes, Goose is a scene stealer. Second viewing can't come soon enough." And Perry isn't the only one who shared her love for the rest of the cast. Not only does Brie Larson get tons of love from Twitter, but it turns out the supporting cast really helps take Captain Marvel to new heights. Slash Film's Peter Sciretta put it this way, "Brie's buddy cop chemistry with Samuel L. Jackson is so much fun, and her relationship with Lashana Lynch is the real heart of it. Ben Mendelsohn and the cat both steal the show." Angelique Jackson from ET and The Insider tweeted, "Captain Marvel was my ultimate 90s nerd girl fever dream, plus a cat. Ben Mendelsohn gives Samuel L. Jackson a run for his scene stealer money." Fandango's managing editor Eric Davis named the MVP of the film in his tweet, "Love the cat, love Sam Jackson, love Ben Mendelsohn, but honestly I'm calling Lashana Lynch as MVP. She brings an emotional weight to the film that is needed and transforms the entire movie upon arrival. Definitely need to see more of her." He also adds, "Captain Marvel has a great 90s sci-fi vibe with a tone unlike any other Marvel movie, really. It's retro and trippy, mysterious and dorky. It's funny in surprising places and badass in all the right places. It remains entertaining because it's always changing. It's got the right stuff." And Angie J. Hahn from Mashable has a special request for the Phase 4 MCU, "My kingdom for a Nick Fury and Goose buddy comedy." So despite all of the positive reactions, this is the internet, so was there anything negative coming out of the Captain Marvel first reactions? Of course. A few folks are saying that the first half of the film is a little wonky. Movie Phone's Drew Taylor had this to say, "It's a little wobbly at times, but only because it's so ambitious. It's beautifully constructed, hilarious, and offers tons of surprises," which in my opinion is still an excellent review. And from there, you kind of have to dig to find the criticisms. Amongst his praise for the 90s prequel and the multi-layered villain story, Peter Sciretta adds that the flick has a fun 90s soundtrack, but sometimes the song choices feel too obvious. So amongst the glowing reviews and the few criticisms here and there, are there any Avengers Endgame takeaways we'll get from Captain Marvel? Well, since reviews for the film won't come out until March 5th, we won't find out from these excited tweeters just yet, but Angie J. Hahn did give us a tiny clue about the possible fate of one giant rock collecting purple titan. Well, Thanos is Ultimately, we think Den of Geeks' Katie Burt sums things up pretty perfectly with her tweet, "The MCU feels more complete now that Carol is in it." With this much hype over the Captain Marvel movie, we can't wait to take this trippy space adventure ride when it hits theaters on March 8th. But what do you folks think? Will you go to see Captain Marvel opening weekend? Which characters are you most excited to see make their MCU debut? And do you think Marvel would make a Nick Fury and Goose the Cat buddy comedy spinoff? Let's discuss. Be sure to like, subscribe, and mash that little bell to get notified every time we go live with the show or drop a new video, like with our new show, The Science of Mortal Kombat. Here's a quick teaser.
Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and Scarlet are some of the deadliest characters in all of video game history. But how would they fare in a fight to the death with the laws of physics? I'm Kyle Hill. Join me, my experts, and a legion of minions ready to do my science-y bidding as we test fatalities, brutalities, and realities in the science of Mortal Kombat.
Are you ready? He sounds ready.